Have you ever gone out for a long walk, feeling full of energy at first, only to return home exhausted, sore, and wondering why your body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to? Maybe you've been told that walking is one of the best things you can do for your health, so you push yourself to get those steps in, only to end up feeling stiff, drained, and even more tired the next day. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. For years, we've been told that walking is the key to staying fit and active as we age. And while it's true that movement is essential, there's something that often gets overlooked. Too much walking, especially after 70, can actually do more harm than good. Now, before you throw out your walking shoes, let's talk about what's really going on. The goal isn't to stop moving altogether. It's about finding the right balance so you can keep your body strong, your joints pain-free, and your energy levels high without wearing yourself out. So, why can too much walking become a problem as we get older? Well, it all comes down to how our bodies change over time. In our younger years, our muscles, joints, and bones are better equipped to handle long periods of movement. But as we age, things start to shift. Our joints naturally lose some of their cushioning, our muscles take longer to recover, and our energy reserves don't replenish as quickly as they used to. This means that what once felt like an easy, refreshing walk can now leave you feeling wiped out, sore, or even struggling with new aches and pains. And here's something you may not have considered. When your body is constantly pushed beyond what it can easily recover from, it can actually speed up the aging process rather than slow it down. Think about it. If every walk leaves you feeling more drained than refreshed, if your knees start aching more often, if your feet feel swollen or tender by the end of the day, your body is signaling that it's time for a new approach. Now, before we dive into what you should do instead, let's talk about the first big issue with overwalking: joint strain and inflammation. You might have noticed that after a long walk, your knees feel stiff, your ankles are swollen, or maybe your lower back starts to ache. That's because every step you take puts pressure on your joints, especially if you're walking on hard surfaces like concrete or pavement. Over time, this repeated impact can lead to inflammation, cartilage wear and tear, and even conditions like osteoarthritis. And once joint pain sets in, it can make even the simplest movements feel like a struggle. But here's the good news: walking itself isn't the enemy. It's how you walk, where you walk, and how much you walk that makes the difference. Instead of pushing through discomfort, start paying attention to how your body feels. If you notice soreness creeping in, that's a sign you may need to shorten your walks, choose softer walking surfaces like grass or dirt trails, or incorporate more joint-friendly movements into your routine. Now, let's talk about something that's just as important: muscle fatigue and recovery. When you're younger, your muscles recover quickly after activity. But after 70, your body needs more time to repair and rebuild. The problem with excessive walking is that it can break down muscle tissue faster than your body can restore it. This means that instead of building strength, you could actually be losing it over time. And if your muscles become too fatigued, they can't properly support your joints, leading to even more discomfort and a higher risk of falls. So, what can you do to keep your muscles strong without overworking them? One of the best things you can do is swap out some of those long walks for strength-based movements. You don't need to lift heavy weights or do anything extreme. Simple bodyweight exercises, resistance band workouts, or even gentle yoga can help maintain muscle strength while reducing strain on your joints. By focusing on strength, you'll actually improve your ability to walk comfortably without feeling as drained afterward. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered so far. Walking is still valuable, but too much of it, especially without the right adjustments, can lead to joint strain, muscle fatigue, and more exhaustion than energy. The goal isn't to stop moving, it's to move smarter, not harder. And that brings us to another important piece of the puzzle. We've talked about how too much walking can strain your joints and wear down your muscles, leaving you feeling more tired than energized. But there's another side to this that often gets overlooked: how excessive walking can actually drain your energy instead of boosting it. You might have noticed that after a long walk, you don't just feel physically tired, sometimes you feel mentally exhausted, too. Maybe you start dragging through the rest of your day, feeling sluggish or even a little irritable. That's because walking, like any form of exercise, uses up a certain amount of energy. And while movement is essential for keeping your body healthy, when you push past what your body can easily recover from, you're dipping into your energy reserves faster than they can be replenished. This is especially important to understand after 70 because our bodies naturally produce less energy than they did in our younger years. The mitochondria, the little powerhouses inside our cells, aren't as efficient as they used to be, which means that activities that once felt effortless can now leave us feeling drained. It's not just about getting tired more easily, it's about how our body processes and restores energy after activity. If you've ever finished a walk feeling like you need a nap instead of feeling refreshed, that's a sign that your body is telling you something. And the solution isn't to stop walking altogether, it's about adjusting your approach so that movement gives you energy instead of taking it away. One of the best ways to do this is by incorporating interval-based movement instead of long, continuous walks. Instead of walking for an hour straight, try breaking it up into shorter, more manageable sessions. Walk for 10 to 15 minutes, then rest or do a gentle stretch before continuing. This allows your body to recover between bursts of movement, keeping your energy levels steadier throughout the day. Another key factor? Post-walk recovery habits. Many people focus only on the walk itself, but forget that what you do before and after exercise plays a huge role in how your body responds. If you're walking too much without proper recovery, you might notice that you're waking up sore the next morning, feeling stiff when you get out of bed, or struggling to keep up with your usual activities. That's because your muscles and joints haven't had time to fully repair. One simple way to improve recovery is to prioritize hydration. It sounds basic, but dehydration is a major cause of post-exercise fatigue. When you don't drink enough water, your muscles don't recover as quickly, and your energy levels stay low. Try sipping water before, during, and after your walks, rather than waiting until you feel thirsty. You might be surprised at how much of a difference it makes in how you feel afterward. Another great habit? Gentle stretching or mobility exercises after your walk. This helps release built-up tension in your joints and muscles, preventing stiffness and soreness the next day. Think of it like cooling down your body so that it can transition back into rest mode more easily. Now, let's talk about a big issue that can sneak up on you if you're walking too much: increased inflammation in the body. You see, while moderate movement helps keep inflammation in check, excessive walking, especially on hard surfaces or for extended periods, can actually increase it. This is because long-duration exercise releases stress hormones like cortisol, which, when elevated too often, can contribute to chronic inflammation. If you've been feeling more aches and pains lately, if your feet or ankles are swelling more than usual, or if you find that you're not sleeping as well after long walks, these could be signs that your body is experiencing inflammation from overuse. So what's the solution? Incorporate restorative movement into your routine. Instead of just focusing on walking, try adding in low-impact exercises that support joint health and reduce inflammation. Activities like swimming, cycling, tai chi, and chair yoga can give you all the benefits of movement without putting extra strain on your body. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts when it comes to staying active after 70. It's not just about how much you move, it's about how well you move. The goal is to exercise in a way that keeps your body strong, energized, and pain-free, rather than pushing yourself to exhaustion. And that brings us to another important piece of the puzzle. We've talked about how too much walking can drain your energy, strain your joints, and even increase inflammation in your body. But there's something else that happens when you overdo it. Your balance and coordination can actually get worse instead of better. That might sound surprising. After all, isn't walking supposed to help with stability and mobility? Well, yes, but only when done in the right amounts. When you push your body past its limits, fatigue starts to set in, and tired muscles don't support you as well as they should. Your steps become a little less steady, your reaction time slows down, and you might notice that you feel wobbly or uncertain when stepping onto uneven ground. And this is where things can get risky. One of the biggest concerns after 70 is the risk of falls. A simple misstep can lead to a serious injury, something that can take months to recover from. But here's the good news: you don't have to give up walking to improve your balance, you just have to train your body in a smarter way. One of the best ways to do this is by focusing on balance and stability exercises. Instead of just walking for long periods, try incorporating movements that challenge your balance in different ways. Things like standing on one leg for a few seconds at a time. Heel-to-toe walking, like walking on a tightrope. Gentle strength exercises that target your legs and core. These movements help activate the smaller stabilizing muscles in your legs and feet, the ones that keep you steady and prevent those little stumbles that can turn into something worse. By doing these types of exercises just a few times a week, you'll not only feel more confident in your movements, but you'll also reduce the risk of falls and injuries. And here's another thing, your posture plays a huge role in how well you walk. Have you ever noticed that after a long walk, you start to slouch a little? Maybe your shoulders round forward, or your lower back starts to ache. That's because as we tire out, our posture naturally starts to break down. And poor posture doesn't just look bad, it can actually make walking harder on your body. When you're not standing upright, your weight isn't distributed evenly, which means certain joints, like your knees and lower back, end up taking on more strain than they should. Over time, this can lead to more aches, pains, and even a higher risk of injury. So, how do you fix it? By strengthening the muscles that support good posture, particularly your core and back muscles. Simple exercises like seated or standing shoulder rolls to keep your upper body aligned. Gentle core exercises like seated knee lifts or pelvic tilts. Wall standing exercises where you press your back against a wall and focus on proper alignment. By making small adjustments to how you move and how you support your body, you can actually make walking easier and more beneficial, rather than something that wears you out. Now, there's one last factor that's just as important as everything else we've talked about: how well you recover after movement. Because no matter how much or how little you walk, your body needs time to repair, rebuild, and regain strength. If you're constantly feeling drained, stiff, or sore, it's a sign that your body isn't getting enough recovery time between walks. One of the best things you can do? Prioritize rest just as much as movement. That doesn't mean sitting still all day, it means incorporating active recovery into your routine. Things like gentle stretching or yoga to keep your joints loose. Using a warm compress or Epsom salt bath to relax sore muscles. Getting enough quality sleep, since that's when your body does the most repair work. When you balance movement with recovery, you'll start to feel stronger, not weaker. You'll have more energy, not less. And most importantly, you'll be able to keep doing the activities you love without the frustration of constant aches, pains, or fatigue. And that brings us to one of the biggest shifts you can make to feel better, move better, and age stronger. So, we've covered a lot already: how walking too much can strain your joints, drain your energy, and even make you more prone to falls. But here's the thing, the secret to feeling stronger and more vibrant is not just about doing less, it's about doing things differently. Rather than just focusing on cutting back on your walking, it's about finding a holistic approach that brings everything into balance. That's right. Instead of simply cutting back on the amount of walking, think of it as a piece of the puzzle and a broader strategy to stay fit, strong, and energized as you age. There are other types of movement and habits that can work alongside walking to make sure your body stays in tip-top shape without overloading it. Let's start with a simple and effective form of movement: strength training. I know. When most people think of strength training, they picture heavy weights or intense gym sessions, but that's not the case at all. Strength training after 70 doesn't have to mean lifting heavy dumbbells or pushing your body to extremes. It can be as simple as using bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, or light dumbbells to target key muscle groups. And the best part? It doesn't require a fancy gym membership or a lot of time. Just 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week can make a world of difference. When we talk about strength training for seniors, the focus is on building muscle mass, maintaining bone density, and improving functional strength, the kind of strength that helps you carry groceries, get up from a chair without struggle, or pick something up from the floor without straining yourself. Let me give you a few examples of simple strength exercises. Chair squats, standing up and sitting down from a sturdy chair, focusing on engaging your legs and core. Wall push-ups, using the wall for support, you can gradually lower the incline as you get stronger. step-ups, stepping onto a low step, focusing on balance and coordination. Resistance band leg presses, great for strengthening the legs without putting pressure on the joints. These are all gentle but highly effective movements that work to strengthen the muscles around your hips, legs, and core, the key areas that support walking and overall mobility. You'll be surprised how quickly your body adapts and how much more stable and confident you'll feel. In addition to strength training, another fantastic way to stay active without overdoing it is through balance exercises. We mentioned balance briefly earlier, but it's so important that it deserves its own focus. As we age, balance naturally declines, which makes us more prone to falls. But the great news is that balance can be trained and improved at any age. Try standing on one foot for 30 seconds at a time, or practicing heel-to-toe walking, like walking on a tightrope. These exercises challenge your stability and engage those small muscles in your feet and legs that often go unnoticed. When your balance improves, walking becomes easier and safer, and you'll feel more confident going about your day. Now, another key piece of this puzzle involves mobility, the ability to move your joints through their full range of motion. As we get older, our joints can stiffen up, making it harder to bend or stretch without discomfort. Incorporating mobility exercises into your routine can keep your body flexible, and it complements your walking without overstressing it. Think of it as keeping the oil in your car engine. Mobility ensures everything moves smoothly. A simple mobility routine might include gentle stretching of your hips, back, and shoulders, or even a short yoga session to keep everything fluid and flexible. Yoga for seniors is a wonderful way to improve flexibility, strengthen your core, and even enhance your mental clarity. And the best part? It can be adapted to fit your specific needs and abilities. So far, we've covered walking smarter, strength training, balance exercises, and mobility. But there's one more vital component that can make a huge difference in how you feel throughout the day, and that's your mindset and approach to movement. This is something a lot of people don't think about enough. The way you approach exercise and movement can either make it something you dread or something you look forward to. If you've been pushing yourself too hard, constantly worrying about hitting a certain step count or walking distance, it can start to feel like a chore, something that just drains you. But when you change your mindset and see movement as an opportunity to feel good, to connect with your body, and to celebrate what it can do, it becomes something much more enjoyable. So here's a little tip: let go of the no pain, no gain mentality. Movement doesn't have to be painful to be effective. In fact, gentler, more mindful movement can often lead to better results in the long run. It's about finding joy in moving, whether that means walking to your favorite spot in the park, dancing around your living room, or simply stretching in the morning sunshine. By shifting your focus to quality over quantity, you'll not only feel better, but you'll also be more likely to stick with it. When you approach exercise with kindness and patience for your body, it becomes an act of self-care rather than a burden. And that's when the magic happens. The more consistent you are, the better your body feels, and the more energy you have for everything else in your life. Now that we've talked about the different ways you can complement your walking routine and make movement work for you, it's time to shift gears just a bit. Let's take a closer look at something you may not be considering yet. As we dive deeper into how to make movement work for you, there's one important factor that often gets overlooked when we talk about exercise: nutrition. That's right, what you eat plays a massive role in how your body responds to physical activity, especially as you age. You can be doing all the right exercises, walking, stretching, and strength training, but if your body isn't getting the proper fuel it needs, you'll still feel drained, sore, and sluggish after even a short walk. Think about it this way: your body is like a car. You can have the best engine, the most finely tuned parts, but if you're filling it with low-quality fuel, it's not going to run properly. The same goes for your body. If you're not eating the right nutrients, your joints won't have the lubrication they need, your muscles won't recover properly, and your energy levels will suffer. So, what should you focus on to give your body the best fuel possible? First, let's talk about inflammation-reducing foods. When you walk a lot or engage in any form of exercise, it's natural for your muscles to go through a period of repair. But if your diet is full of processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats, it can actually increase inflammation, making it harder for your body to recover. To keep inflammation in check, try focusing on foods that are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. Think omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, as well as anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger. These foods help reduce swelling and pain in your joints, so when you walk, your body won't be fighting extra inflammation on top of the natural stress from movement. Another important area to focus on is protein. After 70, it's even more important to make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet, especially if you're doing any form of strength training. Protein helps repair muscle tissue and promotes muscle growth, which is crucial for maintaining strength, stability, and balance. Try to incorporate sources like lean meats, eggs, dairy, legumes, and plant-based proteins like tofu or quinoa into your meals. And don't forget about calcium and vitamin D, two key nutrients that support your bones and joints. As we age, we naturally lose bone density, and having the right levels of calcium and vitamin D helps keep your bones strong and less prone to fractures. You can get calcium from dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified plant milks, while vitamin D can be found in fatty fish, eggs, and through sunlight exposure. Now, hydration, let's not forget how important that is. Staying hydrated is essential not just for recovery but also for keeping your joints lubricated. Many seniors tend to drink less water as they age, either because they're not as thirsty or because they're worried about needing to go to the bathroom more often. But dehydration can lead to stiff joints and muscle cramps, making any kind of movement more difficult. So, make sure you're drinking water regularly throughout the day, and consider adding in herbal teas or water-rich fruits like watermelon to boost your hydration. It's also helpful to consider eating smaller meals throughout the day instead of larger meals. As we age, our metabolism slows down, and eating smaller, more frequent meals can help maintain steady energy levels throughout the day. This also ensures that you're getting the nutrients your body needs without feeling overly full or sluggish after meals. One last piece of advice when it comes to nutrition: listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after different meals and snacks. Notice which foods make you feel energized and which ones leave you sluggish. Your body is giving you cues, and by tuning into those signals, you can make better choices that support your overall well-being. As we wrap up this video, I want to remind you that it's not about avoiding walking or exercise altogether, it's about finding the right balance for your body. After 70, your body doesn't recover as quickly as it used to, but with the right adjustments, you can keep walking, moving, and staying active without overdoing it. The goal is to exercise in a way that energizes you, strengthens you, and keeps you feeling young without pushing yourself past your limits. I hope this video gave you some helpful insights into how to move smarter, not harder, as you age. Remember, it's all about quality over quantity. By listening to your body, incorporating strength training, balance exercises, mobility routines, proper nutrition, and hydration, you'll be able to walk with ease, stay strong, and enjoy the activities you love for years to come. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever found that walking too much left you feeling more drained than refreshed? What other exercises or habits have helped you stay active and energized? Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and be sure to subscribe for more tips and advice on staying healthy and active after 70. Here's to living your best life at any age, moving with purpose, and embracing all the joy that comes with it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.